guys, especially in the fourth quarter, to fight back from this one and pull it out?
It was a character win. I thought all the circumstances, the amount of games, the travel, and all that stuff, like, we just didn't have it. But that wasn't an excuse for the guys. They went out and defensively, again, picked it up. And that's the thing about, defense is you got to be good enough that when your offense isn't clicking, shots aren't going, can you still give yourself a chance? And I thought tonight we did that.
In timeouts, in between quarters, everything, those conversations about the defensive end, like, how did you see guys just responding to that and really, just putting an extra emphasis on that end of the floor?
I thought what they did a really good job of was communicating to make sure that we fixed things. There were some things that we were doing different just because of the lineups that we had on the floor, and then things that they were doing that we had to do differently. So I thought they were really conscious about communicating and talking to one another and solving problems.
I know we talked about it last night, but Evan hit another corner three really in a clutch moment. How did you just see that just shift things for you guys? And again, just him building that confidence to take those shots in those moments.
Yeah, again, he's got courage, and he works on it, and it just feels like, in the biggest moments, he figures out a way to do something to impact winning. And that's just another thing that he's capable of.
Mike?
Generally, Mike Pena from The Ringer, generally, you just spoke about Evan tonight with the corner three, but in the fourth quarter entirely, just the hustle plays at the start, just what did you make of his performance?
We're kind of spoiled because this is what he does in fourth quarters. This is what he does in winning time. It's an extremely unique situation for a guy, of his age, and even last year, to come in and impact winning the way that he does. He does not care about stats. He does not care about numbers and averages and, all the petty shit that some guys get caught up in. The only thing he cares about is helping his team win. And, again, since he's been here, he's always figured out a way. He's been great in fourth quarters time and time again. When it's on the line, he's got the ability to take himself to another level.
Danny Cunningham, ESPN Cleveland. J.B., near the end of regulation, Jared Allen was one that went to the free throw line when you guys were up one. Was the plan to get him the ball out of that timeout, or was he a secondary option you guys had to pivot to?
That was a creative option we came up with on the fly. I would say that. But we believe he was on the floor because we believe he's capable of making his free throws.
And then for the second night in a row, you guys put Karras with the four of their starters again. Is that something that you're really comfortable going with because that unit spent a lot of time together earlier in the season as a starting lineup?
Yeah, and again, he knows where he fits with that group, and what the aim is by bringing him off the bench. He's involved and he's got a rhythm, so when the ball finds him late in the game, he can still go out and make plays, and he does have a rhythm. What was difficult for him, with playing with those two guys, and his usage was so low, and then at the end of the game, the ball would find him. He never was able to catch a rhythm, so it felt like we were putting him in a bad position. So I think bringing him off the bench, allowing him to get some touches and get some rhythm, helps him be ready and prepared at the end of games.
What did you think of what Isaac gave you tonight in the starting lineup?
I thought he did a great job defensively. I thought he gave us a ton of energy early. We were kind of lagging, and I thought he was one of the guys that really lifted us up and kept competing and kept working. And helped us hang in there until we could figure it out.
Chris Manning from Dime. When you mentioned earlier that you guys, you maybe didn't have it. What are the signs for you as a coach when you realize, hey, our guys might not have it tonight?
19% from three. We got wide open shots, and we just couldn't find a way from guys who weren't taking shots. Like how often will Darius and Donovan combine and go 2 for 15, from three and on good looks. So I think that was the sign. And then just like you can feel it, like there's a vibe, even in the locker room early when guys are, in it and when they've got it and they've got those juices flowing. And it was a struggle tonight.
What did you make of Kemba, just seeing him in that role and playing the way he did?
That's the Kemba we've been accustomed to seeing. He's been a great scorer in this league and playmaker for a long time. He's been an all-star. You hate to see it happen against us, but that's what he's capable of.
last question down front.
Marcus Anderson from WZIP. I saw the turning point of the game was when you called the timeout when you was down at 60 to 50, and it seemed like that was a turning point of the game. What was the adjustments you guys had to make this comeback?
It was just us trusting each other and trusting our defense. When you're down 10, you got to figure out a way to get stops. And, it was trying to be a positive message in a time where, we were struggling. But just trying to uplift them and give them some belief, and they know they can go to the bank, and our bank is our defense, and you just chip away, but trust in one another that you're going to help each other and go do it together.
And also, once again, you guys proved that why you're the number one defense in the league. And what would you say is the main reason for that?
There's a grit and a mental and physical toughness to our group. There is a want to and a will to go out and slow our man down, but work together, trust each other, to shut the other team down. And again, when you have that ability and you have all the guys on the floor bought into it, it's a special thing. And again, it's got to be consistent. It's got to last the entire year.